here. Matter of fact, we'll look at it now. With David Yarachek on the outs, we need a right side defenseman. And, Moritz Seider has been out there for Detroit for the last couple years. I don't know if he's still there. We could bring in Mr. Artyom Zub to just kind of play a role for us. But is there anybody else decent enough? Right side defender, just to kind of be a stopgap for the season. Mo is still there. 1 year left, no extension. We'll double check if there's anybody else, but otherwise, Mo Seider's the target. They've been trying to trade him for like 2.5 seasons now. He's the guy to get. You also got Nemec as an RFA. How good has Nemec been? 15-23. Nemec is very similar to Yarachek. I don't know what he's going to look for financially, but might be worth pressing our luck for Nemec. Stutzel's still out there, but again, we don't need him. We've tried that before. Ooh, Montour with just a year left. He doesn't want to come here, though. That's a shame. That's a shame. I think we have our target here, and to be honest, I think it's Nemec on New Jersey. And then hopefully just be able to sign him for dirt cheap. Attitude adjuster, what's going on, man? What's up, what's up? So Nemec is an RFA. They want to trade him, so his value is a bit lower. Dude, look at the fucking value on Waz. Well, that's crazy. And we have some of these other forwards I'm not opposed to getting rid of, but I just don't know how they're going to fit yet into the team. We do still have Gunderson as an RFA as well. We might want to wait to pull off this trade until we know what forwards aren't going to make the cut. So it's a bit of a risk, but let's wait. And if Nemec is still there, then cool, we'll get him and we'll be able to sign him for pretty much dirt cheap. But we still have a couple of RFAs here that could be offer sheeted. See if that's the case. Doesn't look like it. Never mind. Gunderson, a first and a third from Chicago. Just under $6 million for 5 years for Christian Gunderson, who has been one of the more frustrating players. He has developed Make It Snappy, which is really nice. He has proven to be more of a freaking two-way as opposed to an outright sniper. Remind me in 6 days. Let's see how the value compares. Of course, Chicago did just win the cup. So I don't expect a first and a third. I mean, the first rounder is still worth a decent amount. And then Gunderson on the left. If we move on from Gunderson, it could leave us a little bit weak on the left-hand side right now. Value is pretty close to fair, which was what happened with Kaupinen before. So because it's close to fair, we're going to keep him. Yeah, we'll match the offer for Gunderson, and let's hope he takes that next step up. Let's hope. Holy hell! And there is the Gabriel Dagle offer sheet. 11.675 mil from Nashville for 7 years, resulting in 4 first-round picks. This is how we recoup from the Bouchard debacle. We cannot pay a goalie $12 million a season, and there is not a trade out there that would fetch us 4 first-round picks. This is a yes. It has to be. As much as Daig is like a top-notch goalie in the league, goalies still just aren't that consistently strong with the higher ratings, right? I mean, We just saw Chicago win with Aiden Hill. We got to let him go. The fact we've been able to develop a 17th overall pick into 4 first-rounders, though. Like, he does have a career 9-10 in the regular season. Playoff-wise, he has a 9-12 in 23 games. But, dude, we can't pay a goalie $12 million. We can't do it. It's just not wise. There is a part of me that wants to keep him. I was hoping he wouldn't get offer sheeted so we could keep him. I just didn't want to pay him a crap load of money. We have to take the compensation, dude. It's 4 first-round picks. We got to do it. Gabe, we'll see you later, buddy. Although, really quickly, remind me in 6 days. I want to visualize this. I want to visualize this in terms of the trade value meter. There was a faster way to do this, but whatever. 2, 3, and 4 versus the value of a deck. I mean, dude, it's a no-brainer. I mean, dude, if we send them this offer, they'd laugh in our fucking face. But that's essentially what they're offering. It's a no-brainer. In terms of value, we have to take the compensation. Gunderson, your plan for the offseason, shoot the goddamn puck. You'll do your bet. You fucking better shoot the puck. Please. I promise you have a great shot. I promise. See you later, Gabe. Have fun in Nashville. They love their goalies there. 4 more first-round picks. We now have too few players on the organization. So let's take a look at the situation here. With goalies, Ravensburgen, so we need 3 goalies. Defensively, Werenski, Kaupinen, Dayton, Gaudreau, Villeneuve, and we'll say, realize that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like 1 defenseman right now, and then obviously we could look at a trade. We did get a franchise guy first overall. We traded Brady Tkachuk and picks to Ottawa to get him, though. So yeah, the biggest reason why it's yelling at me is we need goalies. So let's just get those goalies signed, and we'll figure out what else is happening. Nemec is still out there. That trade is still possible, but again, I'd have to use one of my forwards to trade for him. And I can't do that at the moment until we know who we actually have to move. So in terms of the goaltending, let's see. I mean, veterans, like we can bring in like Malcolm Subban, Kaskisuo again. Definitely going to be going with a younger setup in goal. Let's see. Honestly, shits and giggles really quickly. Who has the highest puck playing frequency? That also has a half decent rating. Even Sentish. Hammerla. Patrick Hammerla. Or Michael DiPietro. You know, we'll go for the combination of Bruins goaltenders. We can actually, you know, oh, Bussy's there too. You know what? Let's go for Hammerla, who likes to play the puck. We'll go for Michael DiPietro as well. Why not? There we go. So that at least gives us the minimum amount of goalies that we needed. And Hammerla, off-season focus. I guess we're going to be allowed to do that. Even though we just signed you. Work on your reflexes, buddy. You might actually end up being a half-decent option in goal. We'll see. We will see. So we've definitely taken a temporary hit at right D. We have taken a massive hit in terms of goaltending overall. But we will have assets here to recoup. The biggest thing is going to be, what can we get this roster to look like? New to this hockey stuff, what's the difference between low elite and medium elite? So the way the potentials work in the game is it's kind of similar to NBA's ceiling and floor setup. So you have potentials ranging from elites. Well, actually, it's in fairness, it's franchise, elite, for forwards, medium top 6, medium 9, medium bottom 6, and then so on and so forth. And then low, medium, or high indicates how likely they are to hit that ceiling. So like a low elite's not bad, a medium elite's a bit better in theory, high elite's better than that. And obviously, low chance to be a franchise, stuff like that. So for the goalies, Ravensburg and Hammerla, we can leave that for now. Defensively, we know, so we have to figure out the offense right now before we can figure out the defense. Poirier and McCown will go down. We got all those guys here. Lamb and Menier are both depth forwards, so they're in the conversation. And then centers, Pinelli is a depth forward as well. Okay. So, if we look at this, what is the situation that we're looking at here? We got Waz a scratch, which obviously isn't going to happen. Luca Pinelli will probably end up being the scratch. But then when it comes to hockey attitude, no worries. Hey, you ever have questions, ask away. You got myself and plenty of people in chat who are always down to answer questions. Okay, again, so we need Schoenmakers on the other side. Gunderson is not a center. That would be Caden Lindstrom. Is this going to work for the team? Lindstrom's a first liner. Monahan's a second. Jackson third. Cross fourth. So that's not bad in terms of playing them to where they want to be played, so nobody's going to complain. Waz a third liner. Shields a second liner. Riopel's a third liner. Leahy's a third liner. So Shields and Wah are probably safe, but Riopel, Leahy, one of them's going to have to go more than likely. The left-hand side, depth. Okay. Lamb was also a depth forward, and then Gunderson, top 2. So the first step with Amir Schoenmakers, are you willing to become a left wing? If you are not making the team this year. It's that simple. Are you willing to be a left wing? No. Okay. So we know that Amir Schoenmakers isn't going to make the team, which is pretty disappointing, but at least we can rule him out, right? We'll just plug in Pinelli right there as kind of our stopgap. So the left wing side, Gunderson is a sniper, playmaker, which is fine. Two-way, another playmaker with Jackson. So Menier probably shouldn't be on the team either. We're going to keep Leahy over Riopel, probably, just because of Leahy's potential. So, sniper, playmaker is fine. Playmaker, two-way, sniper, that's fine. Sniper, two-way, playmaker. Okay. So, Gunderson or Wah, ideally, we're going to need one of you to be a playmaker here, which kind of sucks. Yeah, see, this is where we run into a bit of trouble. So playmaker, two-way, sniper. Playmaker, two-way, sniper. Sniper, playmaker, sniper can work. You already got Cross as a power forward. Caleb, are you willing to switch to a two-way? Are you willing to switch to a two-way? Because if not, probably not making the team this year. If you are, it's going to kind of complicate things. He's not willing to be a two-way. Which means we are probably looking at something more like that for the second line. I need Monahan. Shout out to Jay for the follow. Welcome in. Happy to have you here. Although this team's trying to kill me. So Monahan can roll on the fourth line. I mean, he's way too good for that, but, you know, special teams can kind of help him keep the overall. Riopel's probably got to go. Pinelli's probably got to go. But Sniper, Playmaker, Sniper is okay. And wouldn't necessarily be the best power forward. Would he be willing to be a power forward? Style. Nope. Okay. That's not the worst thing in the world, but also not the best. So yeah, Riopel's probably screwed. Schoenmakers is definitely getting sent down for the year. Dude, Ty Menier might end up playing. I mean, dude, he's got really good passing. His overall is not crazy, but you play him next to Caden Lindstrom and let Caleb Waugh shoot the ball a lot. Shoot the ball? Shoot the puck. Just thinking of... I should go to bed. That's a hell of a Freudian slip. Shoot the ball, Caleb! In fairness, that's what it feels like my snipers have been doing, is been trying to play basketball more than hockey. So. Alright. So Riopel's on the outs. We need a right D improvement. Schoenmakers down to the AHL for now. Or junior, as it were. So back to junior for you. Riopel. I mean, Riopel could technically stay. It would mean that Leahy has to go. And that could be a mistake. How did he do in junior last year? 74 points. I mean, it wasn't crazy. For his age 19 season, he wasn't crazy compared to his draft year. Not at all. Interesting. So maybe we keep Riopel? Maybe we do. Use Leahy to maybe get an improvement at Playmaker. Or maybe we use Leahy to outright get somebody like Mo Sider. Or Nemec, if Nemec is still there. And it's funny because we have our first preseason game against New Jersey. They still have not signed Nemec, and they're trying to trade Kent Johnson, of course. But when it comes to Nemec, then, he would be a pretty good fit for us as a right defenseman to replace Jaracek that we just lost. They're very similar. And we know that we'd be able to get Nemec on a bit of a sweetheart deal at this point. So if we were to use Leahy, 1-for-1? No. Could still be worth the trade-off, though. We just signed Kapanen, so I can't move him without getting in trouble. A couple of these guys that I can't move without getting in trouble. Including Engren. At least not yet. Defensively, we just signed Grachev, too. I can't move him yet. Suter's not going to make it, though. I mean, he's not particularly good. So Leahy and Suter. Frank, more twists to the tails, man. Every day. This team's changing in big ways. It's getting kind of frustrating. Leahy and Suter for Nemec. Gonna have to sweeten it just a touch. We can do that. Daig is gone. Nashville gave us 4 first-round picks for him on an offer sheet. Leahy, Suter, and a 5th for Nemec. That's going to be a done deal. So Leahy was the odd man out. When it comes to the forwards, honestly, McCown's probably going to make the team again this year. And now we need to sign Nemec to an extension now that we've acquired him. Let's see. Mr. Nemec wants a 1-year deal at this point. 4.7. I mean, this is the time to sign him to a big deal. 12 million. Okay, that's not going to happen. 11, 6, 10, 9, 8, 6. Oof. Saying to Deke when he's streaming, one big thing I'd like him to do is add 10 custom logos every year. I don't disagree. Player requests first pair. Let's enter negotiations here. My specialty, as you know. No real reason to charm him, so we'll go with a neutral. Contracts, Mr. Nemec. He wants a 1-year deal. What if I offer you an 8? Still wants 12.5. If we improve the offer, promises, pairing number 1. Okay, he really likes that. That's good. Other promises. Power play 1. That didn't make too much of a dent. How does the PK sound? That didn't make too much of a dent either. In terms of clauses, what if we give you that no movement? Full no movement? The offer went up a bit. What about a more team-friendly deal? We're talking like 3 million off, buddy. I'm going to end the conversation for now. Okay. We're going to work on it. It might be a 1-year deal, which is a little bit scary. I was hoping we could get lucky there with the promises. That didn't quite happen. Obviously, a 1-year deal after giving up someone like Leahy isn't great. It kind of ties us to the idea of needing to sign that guy long term. To be honest, though, we could go with the 1-year deal. Flip him if we have to. You know, if it's like, oh, cool, he's not going to be worth the amount that we're hoping for. In terms of offering him a contract, 1 year, 4.7. Can I save even more? Nah, I might as well just offer him the 4.7. All right. Well, Nemec is at least signed for the year. If he's going to be here long term, I don't know. It's a bit of a risk. Kind of comes down to how well he plays next to Zach Werenski. But we are going to give him that opportunity. Again, goalie-wise, we're going to be looking a little bit weaker than we have typically looked. But we know that we're going to have Werenski and Nemec. Oh, shit. Dayton became a top 4 defenseman. Medium 4 Dayton. It's probably time to cash out on Dallas Dayton then. Yeah, because Kaupinen's staying. Dayton's probably not going to get that much better, and there's no guarantees we can trade Zach Werenski anyway. So Dayton is probably going just because we don't really have space for him now. So that means second pair is going to be Kaupinen. Now, the other elements in play here with Nemec is that Daniel Gaudreau could very quickly end up being top 2 worthy, and then maybe it's not worth signing Nemec. Honestly, Berglund and Villeneuve is okay for a third pairing. I don't hate that. And then in the system, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. It's not a bad situation to be in. Not bad. For the wingers, again, we have Oh, Pinelli can go. Cloud might fit what we're looking for here. Could look for an improvement, but it is the fourth line. So if we go best lines, we know the center position is going to be a little bit weird. What if we go Menier, Lindstrom, and Wah? We did get the franchise sniper. Yeah, it's Wah. Gunderson, Cross, and Shields. Lamb, Jackson, Riopel, McLeod, Monahan, McCown. The Mamo McLeod. Oh, let's see. You know, honestly, it's not that bad. Like, Menier looks scary. But, dude, you look at his attributes as a playmaker, the passing, like, he's not a bad skater. That could be okay. It literally, your job is to pass the puck to Tucker, a.k.a. Caleb. To just have him shoot the puck constantly. I don't hate this. Are there ways to upgrade it? Yes, but it is also a very young team now. And then we know that Dayton would be out for Cali Berglund. So it gives room for the young players to continue to develop. Ravensburgen is shaping up to be our starter this year. It's not the worst. Now, there is obviously an upgrade that we can make in goal, especially since Dayton has to go. Let's take a look at this. Caden just needs to park his ass in front of that. Basically, yeah. So we know that Dayton's going to go. Now's the right time to cash out on him. Trading him for a goalie, though, is scary. I got to be honest. Go to the trade finder here for Dayton, and then we'll see if there's any other goalies out on the market. Let's see. Dallas, Dayton. Second and the third from Boston. Couple of prospects. I mean, they're definitely prospects. Ooh, 2 seconds from the Avs. That is, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I mean, some of those... Ooh, Ivankovic is a medium elite goalie? Okay. Dude, Nashville still had Saros? Oh, my God. Nashville is paying $20 million in goaltending. They still had Saros. That's crazy. Luukkonen from Philly. Wow. Kira Schmid. Tomas Hertl. Okay, so like Bigris, Gray, Andersons, those guys could be good. Like it comes down to 2 seconds from the Avs. And were those their next 2 seconds? Yes. So Colorado's next 2 seconds, or like Ivankovic on Minnesota. 23-year-old medium elite, starting goalie at an 83. I mean, it would definitely be an improvement in goal. Nashville was offering up Saros, who's got to be up there in age now. He's down to an 83. Oh, dude, that contract's atrocious. He's still got abilities. That contract is atrocious. Unreal. So do we go for the Minnesota trade? I mean, Minnesota definitely has a logjam of goalies right now. Do we go for Jack as a goalie improvement, or do we take 2 second-round picks? I think it's really difficult to invest in goaltending in this game with how inconsistent it is. I think we give Ravensburgen the chance. I think we give Ravensburgen the opportunity and we go for those picks. Honestly, I'm going to see if I can get an extra third in the deal, too. No. I mean, 2 second-round picks. Yeah. Let's pull the trigger on that. Dayton's off to Colorado. I'm willing to go cheap with the goaltending. The way the game still appears to work, it doesn't appear to be the worst idea. So with the goalies, I just need some dude in the AHL. Let's bring in Malcolm Subban as a veteran. I need a backup in the AHL. Defensively, I need somebody here. Let me double check. UFAs. Yeah, I had a feeling Cagnoni was an RFA. Caliodelius. I need AHL depth. And I need an NHL depth. TJ Brody, dude. He's old as shit, but he's still a 76. Okay. Well, let's bring in TJ Brody. And we'll bring in Ben Sherratt. These two are old as fuck, but they still have half-decent overalls. There we go. There we go. Bring in the vets. Paying goalies IRL is risky. It's true. It is true. All right, so let's call up DiPietro so that Khudobin's the starter there. And defensively, Werenski, Nemec, Kapanen, Goodrow, Villeneuve, Berglund. Ben Sherratt's got to be the healthy scratch, right? And then we should be okay there. And then Pinelli will end up being the 13th forward again. So let's go for Lions. What? You're supposed to bring me to the NHL Lions, but okay. Okay, it's fine. I don't hate the way those lines are. It is going to be dependent on some of these guys stepping up. But prioritizing prospect development isn't a bad idea. Simon Nemec, like, prove that you're worth keeping around, you know? So I think that's good. We are going to have to set up power play lines and stuff like that and then set our goals for the year. Let's bump up Pinelli as a depth forward. Let's optimize the AHL really quickly. At least make sure everyone's in there that we care about. So Khudobin and Subban. I learned my lesson last year about the power play, given that it was playing fucking Colasar there. Ozzy, what's up, man? We've simmed nearly a calendar year. We made the playoffs, lost in the first round to the Islanders, and as per usual, have been wheeling and dealing ever since. Wheeling and dealing ever since. It's Pentakainen. Yeah, we need a couple. We need like 3 AHL forwards. Let's go see what veterans we can bring in to make that a little bit better. Let's see. 3 AHL forwards. And look at the veterans again. We got Matt Duchene. Also, we have $44 million in cap space, so here come the cap whales. Here come the cap whales. That's $14 million to Matt Duchene. Why would my roster be invalid just because I signed Matt Duchene? Oh, because it put him on the main roster. That's why. It's really weird that it would put him there, but okay. And then we got other options. We got a score in 2 different 2-ways. Tanner Pearson or Nino? We're going for Nino, I think. We're going for Nino. And we got to sign Mr. Niederreiter to a whole bunch of money as well. Oh my God, game. Why? Just put him on the AHL. Put him on the AHL roster. What are you doing to me? And then last but not least, a scoring. It's got to be Taylor Hall. Boston Bruins legend, Taylor Hall. What could have been? What could have been? But there we go. So we got a veteran presence for the AHL, which we've talked about doing for the last couple of seasons. So But again, we do want to optimize this a bit. Best lines. Defense. Take out Bikov for Grachev. Even though the guy's terrible, we're just going to try to train him up and then flip him. And then offensively, we take out Nino for anybody. Hoagie. We take out Matt Duchesne for anybody. Nope. And then Taylor Hall. Do we have any right wings on the team? Niederreiter, Kapanen. All right. So let's make sure highest potentials are on the highest lines. Oh boy, this is going slow all of a sudden. Oh, okay. That is freaking out on me. Zahevsky, medium 9. Okay, yeah, there's something about this the game's not liking right now. Okay. Okay, I think it was glitching out because the free agent list was still, like, up there in the background. That was weird. We should be okay now. Medium 9, low elite, medium 9. Medium. All right, so Engren we want on a higher line. DeMaio we want on a higher line. Hoagie is a low elite. All right. So we'll have Kapanen lower down. And then from there, highest rated, just because we have a lot of dudes. All right. So fourth line in the AHL this year. Kaspar Duchesne. Third line. Crooks, Gonchar, Flugensch. Second line. Poirier, Gallianov, Kapanen. And top line will be DeMaio, Engren, and Hoagie. So let's see which coaches fit these current power play. Power play, I remembered. Let's see what coaches fit these current lines the best. We'll also just kind of mark down a couple of things really quickly. So give me a moment for future me's sake in terms of what we have going on here. Shout out to Hunter McCown making the team again, though. So for the power play, it is Lindstrom. We are going to want Menier here. And Wah. And then Werenski might end up being on power play too, because Nemec does have to be here. Although Goodrow could certainly do with some power play time. And maybe that's the way to do it. Monahan probably won't be too happy, but because Goodrow could make it, Villeneuve could make it. Let me double check the defense here, actually. Who do we want to put on the power play? Kapanen, by the way, is up to an 87. He got even better. Got a heavy shot. It's not much accuracy. An 89 passing for Goodrow. Berglund has 89 passing as well. And Villeneuve is an OFD. I mean, any of these defensemen, in theory, could do great. Reset year to send everything around Wah Goodrow. That's what it's looking like, yeah. That is what it's looking like. Okay. So Nemec. Let's get Wah over there. Lindstrom in front. Distributor is actually going to be Menier. We're going to run this power play through. Well, actually, Werenski. I mean, it just might be more difficult to hit Wah as opposed to Menier. That's going to do the fucking glitch out again. Let me back out of the lines really quickly. It's a pain in the ass. They got to fix that. That's a little bit more tedious than it needs to be. All right. So, distributor, Menier, finisher is Wah. Puck carrier. Have it be Lindstrom, I guess. Yeah, I mean, Lindstrom's got the good skating, so. Lindstrom, get the puck deep, hit Menier, and then he has Wah or Nemec to pass the puck to. Definitely don't want Zach Werenski on faceoffs. Definitely don't want that. However, we can, in these scenarios, have him as a big body in front. Get the puck to Menier as a playmaker. I don't hate that. What could go wrong with Werenski on faceoffs, right? Our second power play. You know what, though? I didn't check the coaches first. I don't know if Jamie Benn's still going to be the coach. So the setup might actually be different. That's why I was thinking coaches. Losing my mind. That's what happens when you're overtired from taking your dog to the vet. So let's see. Jamie Benn. 64% fit. Doughty. 60. Kopitar. 57. Sidney Crosby. 62. Blake Wheeler. 57. Evgeny Malkin. 52. And Chris Tanev. 64. Ooh, so it's Tanev or Ben? Let's give the chance to Tanev. I'm down for that. I am up for that. Let's go with Drew Doughty as the assistant. Blake Wheeler as the associate. AHL head coach Sidney Crosby with Malkin and Kopitar. And Jamie Benn's going to be our NHL goalie coach. There it is. Head coach Chris Tanev. It hath been decided. Also, we need a goalie coach for the AHL because we do technically have somebody down there that we care about. And we will go with Pete Maltby. Give you 1 year, Pete, because I'm just going to cut you at the end of the year anyway. Head coach Chris Tanev. What could go wrong? The coaching staff would beat the actual team. You know, you're not wrong. What's his coaching style? Defensive. Ben's is more balanced. So, I want to see how it affects certain aspects, but let's be honest. I mean, and we could turn it over to like Blake Wheeler or Crosby now to try and unleash the offense, but funny enough, though, Tanev's offense is higher rated than his defense. Figure that one out. Figure that one out. Let's go with a different scouting setup this year. Let's go 3. I want a third in the OHL and a third in the Q. Normally we do 2 apiece. I want to try 3. It was Deke that mentioned this was working out interestingly for him, so. I am intrigued. Let's see, so we got US. We need a US West. That'll be Zibanejad. US West. I don't have too many people. Then we got 3 Russia, 3 Liga. Let's, I feel like I can ignore some of the other leagues. I want to try. Let's go with a Liga scout here. And instead of a third Russian scout, let's get another Liga scout in there. Why not? Try that out. So looking at the lines again now. +2, +2, 0, and a +1. That's okay. Defense, 2, 1, and 0. That's okay. The power play definitely has a different shape to it, but it's nice, to be honest, because now we can definitely have it run through Zach Werenski. Definitely. We need the Asia League, right? So yeah, Werenski can definitely be the one that runs it now. Like Lindstrom, carry it in, get to the front of the net, Get it back to Werenski. He's got a shot opportunity himself. Get it to Nemec for a 1T. Wah for a 1T. I like it. I like it. The second power play, we need to get Gunderson in there. We have Cross and Shields. I don't know if Monahan's going to get power play time this year because Kaupin and Goodrow. Good work. I'm not opposed to putting Kaupin on the power play. So Villeneuve and Berglund are going to miss out, but let's see. Shields is a righty. It's a -2 apparently. The distributor, we definitely want it to be Shields. Finisher needs to be Gunderson. It's going to be glitched out again. I don't know why it does that. Big time pain, though. Big time pain in the ass. The ass. So Shields, finisher. We need it to be Gunderson. Puck carrier. Goodrow? Maybe just Shields outright. Face off. Shields on the draw. Almost said a bad power play for years. Well, I'm glad I can continue the tradition. Very glad that I can continue the tradition. Kaupinen can set up in front. Set a pick like Gunderson shoot. PK. I just need to make sure Monahan... Okay, good. Monahan is out there. Good. Good. Head coach Christopher Tanev, huh? Really weird team this year. The goaltending's weak. We have continued to have to move around certain people, but we got a lot of promising young players, including a franchise option in Caleb Waugh. We will see how this plays out because I genuinely don't know how this is going to play out. This is going to be really weird. What happened to Dag? Nashville offer sheeted him 4 first-round picks. We took the picks. Was it the right call to trade 45 goal scorer Brady Tkachuk for a game crash? Maybe.